Hi guys, I'm Christian, and I'm with the group Dapper Space Bunnies. We are making Crabpocalpyse, which is, if y'all remember, me and my partner Tony, we pitched a game where it's like a turn-based RPG platformer thing. Um, yeah, so here's what it looks like for the platforming part. This is what I've done mostly so far. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so as you can see, I can move around, I can jump, I can also have this cool like drop kick thing. Um, these little blocks are items. We don't have sprites for them yet. By the way, we're also doing it's a 2.5D thing where we have 2D sprites in a 3D space. We don't have sprites for the items yet, so we're just going to use these blocks. So these items I can pick up. As you can see, I can't grab that one yet. I'll get to that in a second. I can also get this one. If I press I pull up my inventory. I can cycle through them. Yeah. Then if I press Q, I go into maximum overdrive, which is like the main ability of our game. It's as you can see, it's probably not super obvious, but I am moving faster. And I can jump higher, so I can actually get that item. And if I press enter on the item, you can see it fills up my thing a little bit. And now I have none of that item, so I can't use it anymore. Or so I can go to other ones. It also works for health. So if I change my health to, let's say, 50, then if I press enter, it heals me also. Same thing with that one. Yep. So that's a lot of what I've done. I've also done, as you can see, this little enemy here. So like I said, it's a turn-based RPG platformer thing. So if I touch him, I go into the turn-based RPG section, and which Tony will talk about in a moment. Let me just restart. Tony will talk about that stuff in a moment, because that's what he's mostly been doing. So some other stuff you can do is, here is what the dropkick thing does. So if I jump up and dropkick that guy, as you can see, I like bounced up. I didn't mean to do that. You bounce once, and then if you land on it again, you're automatically in combat. So you hit it, and when you hit it, it does a little bit of damage to them. And it also does this thing that we call advantage, where basically you just have an advantage in the fight, in the turn-based thing that I'm sure Tony will talk about a little bit more. And if I'm in maximum overdrive and I do the dropkick, they just die. And I don't know if you saw, but my drive bar, the orange one, it filled up a little bit whenever I killed him. Let me just show you again, just in case you didn't notice. Yeah, you see, it went up just a little bit. Just because we want to make using, we're trying to go for like a balance between fast-paced and like slow-paced stuff. What we're thinking about doing, by the way, people were asking about this in class. What we're thinking about doing is making the amount of XP you get like if you get kills in the platforming section like this, we're thinking about making the amount of XP you get less or none at all. We're also gonna have a skill tree and stuff later. I think that's it for my part. Cool. I'm going to pass it off to Tony now.
Hi, I'm Tony McGowan, and I'm the second half of the Dapper Space Bunnies. Now I'm going to be showing you the part that I've been working on more for the last couple weeks, which is the turn-based section. So you'll see here right off the bat that the health bars now have numbers on them, in addition to being fully functional, as well as the drive meters. That way it's a lot clearer how much damage you're doing, how much damage you're taking, how much longer you can stay in overdrive, those kinds of things. You'll see that if I select an attack target, like say Crab A here, once I reach the end of the timeline, I will do an attack on him, and a little damage number popped up. We have a hurt animation working now, and the health bar is updating. I'm just going to go ahead and let myself take a few more attacks here. And you'll see that once my health drops below a certain threshold, in this instance it will be, once my health drops below a third of its maximum, I will shift to an injured stance. And you have no idea how long it took to get that working. But, yeah. You'll see that if you switch into overdrive, that same thing, stance will stay there. You can still keep all of your improved attack power. You take half as much damage, and if you guard while you're in overdrive, then those multipliers stack, and you'll take a quarter of the normal damage. Of course, since the actual length of time that an overdrive guard lasts is so short, you're going to have to be careful to time that properly, or else you'll end up wasting a lot of your overdrive like I just did. You can just pop out of it. You'll see that we have our ability menu and item menus, which don't actually have anything in them as of yet, because integrating our two scenes it's still in its early stages, so there isn't so much inventory data and stuff like that that's carried over between it just yet. Now we're just gonna, since we're so close to actually losing this battle, I'll go ahead and show you that outcome, because I've also been working on end conditions for these battles, so now it's possible to win, lose, and run away. So for example, if we try to just keep guarding, and keep guarding, then we are in a really bad spot here. Ta-da! We lost. We play a little losing animation and we get our little blurb about how it's the end of the world. Now, again, as you can see, there's no data currently being transferred between the two scenes. I just set up something real quick so that we can dive right back into battle. Now, if we want to try to actually win this fight, we don't really care so much about blowing through our overdrive. And you will see that even though on the timeline we get a 2x modifier to our movement, once it gets to cast time, you only get a very small boost. Although it is enough that, so you'll see if we go into normal and try to attack this guy, we go at the same speed. And so he beat us to the punch. Now if we try something a little sneaky here, there we go, we're at about the same level. Go into overdrive, and ta-da, our attack will come out faster. So there's our victory animation. And again, this is basically just placeholder text. No data is being transmitted. Whoop. And lastly, our escape condition. You'll notice that escaping is a very slow cast time, so if you don't time it right, you'll just end up getting injured for nothing. But try it again when we have plenty of time. And there we go. We managed to get away. So that's about all that I have to show. Thank you for watching.